The Guns of Chickamauga by Richard O'Connor. Hi, I'm Gary Lovisi, and this time we're going to look at something a little different. It's a historical novel about the American Civil War. It's a book that takes place in the western, the more western part of the battlefield. Usually, most books in history about the Civil War takes place in Virginia, and there's the battles with Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant and all of that. But there was also a major battle and major war going on in the states of Kentucky, Tennessee, and northern Georgia, and Alabama. And the Battle of Chickamauga, coming as it did after the most bloody battle one of the bloodiest battles of the war, Shiloh, and Chickamauga was a key battle. And it's a very interesting book. When I first started reading it, so I knew about the history of the battle, and I started reading it, and the first couple of chapters, well, it tells a story about Matt Wayne and his friend who are Army officers, and they're both kind of fighting for the hand of the beautiful Elizabeth. So there's that story, takes place during the war, and which is I didn't find that all that interesting, the first two chapters, and I says, I almost gonna put it down and DNF it, do not finish it. But I says, I wanted to give it a good look. I read like 25 pages, and I was ready to put it down. And usually my law of reading books is that I read, no matter what, at least 50 pages. And if it doesn't get good by then, then maybe you might want to put it down. But or if it does get better, then read to 100 pages. Just keep reading. So I read the 25 pages, put it down for a while, and then I returned to it when I had some time. And then it started getting really, really good. It started getting really good because the turmoil between these two men and their the machinations of this Elizabeth and what was going on, all of this during the conflict of what was to become a massive battle, Chickamauga, which was going to be, if it turned out differently, it could have changed the whole course of the war. So it turns out to be a great story. It's a story of Matt Wayne, who's thrown out of the Union Army because of cowardice, but it was not true, and his friend, who is the rival for Elizabeth, and ends up marrying Elizabeth because Elizabeth does not want to marry a coward, and she marries.
Spoiler alert.
Well, that's not really that's just a little bit of background, but and the story is Matt. He becomes a newspaper reporter and reports on the upcoming battles and on the what's going on in the Confederate held territory and in the Union territory. And so he becomes almost like a kind of a spy. He's reporting news to the newspapers, but his story of his involvement, and he sees gives you an overall view and first-hand knowledge of how this battle is beginning. Everything that's going on, all of the strategy and the tactics that are being done, the machinations, and it's just an amazing book, and it's an amazing story. And it's just, if you like historical fiction, and if you like books about the Civil War, you're going to love The Guns of Chickamauga. So I would say I would recommend it very highly. Even if you're put off by the first couple of chapters, stay with it, because this is one you want to stick with. It's a hell of a good read, and it's a very accurate novel about the Civil War. Very underrated and very true to what was going on. You'll see all the famous characters that are involved in these battles, and even people like like James Garfield, who's an adjutant on one of the staff of General Thomas, who ended up becoming Garfield became president many years later. There's people that pop up in here that you wouldn't suspect. So it's like really a compelling read, and you'll it just keeps getting better and better, and you're unable to put it down. If you like historical fiction, if you like Civil War novels, this is one that you'll really enjoy. I recommend it highly, and I hope you'll give it a try. It originally came out in hardcover by Doubleday, 1955. This is the 1956 Bantam paperback reprint. There's probably other more current reprints, but I'm stuck in 1950s, so this is my most up-to-date copy of this book from 1956. But that's okay. I like it, and I enjoyed it, and it was really good. And I think you will too. So I just want to pass that on to you, and hope you give it a try. Thank you, and see you next time.